All right, hi. I'm David Anderson. I'm a developer here at Practice Fusion, and I'm in charge of thank you, Nick. I'm in charge of the project Tyrion that Nick and Javier just talked about. So one thing that we do here is we have multiple teams with a lot of different responsibilities, but they use a common set of components and styles. So this sort of exemplifies that, I guess, a little bit. So our library right now is we have Ember components combined with a less library, and it could be SCSS or SAS, but we chose less. And so this is our library now, which is it's shared between our two projects. One is the actual EHR that goes out to our doctors, and the other one is an internal tool, that the one we call Project Tyrion. And our shared component and styles library are used by both. So what are the advantages of having a shared library? One is the components can be written once and used multiple times across all of our teams. We have many different vertical groups at Practice Fusion that do billing, charting, clinical, laboratories, and they do different work, but they're all part of the same app, and they use common components and styles. So having a shared component library allows for efficiencies. Another one is consistency. Each instance of the component is the same as all others, and therefore it's consistent across the entire app, even though each part is built by different developers. Another one is maintainability. Having component resources in a single location makes updating the app much easier. There's the shared workload. All developers are encouraged to create reusable components here at Practice Fusion. The common library makes the skills of a single developer available to everyone. So someone can write a component, contribute it to Project Tyrion here at Practice Fusion, and that component can be used by all the other developers. So someone with a particular skill can contribute a component, and someone else without that skill could be able to utilize that component. And finally, communication. Our online guides give designers and developers a single point of reference to the component and styles used throughout the app. So our designers, our developers can refer to our online guides to ensure that our styles match the mock-ups and the functionality matches what the designers had in mind. So let's have a quick look at Tyrion. This is a screenshot of what it looks like. It looks similar to our app, but this is the index page. I don't have the whole page on here, but you can see you can choose from which component you're interested in looking at, including we have drop-downs, inputs, checkboxes, all the standard components that you might find, and a lot of customized components as well. On the other side, we have the style guide, where designers and developers can come and look at the styles and make sure that what they're building corresponds to the mock-ups that the designers provided. So let's look at an example. Initially, we used a library, Kendo UI, to create data grids, which are table-like objects, but we wrapped them in an Ember component. This gave us a quick start. We were able to get what we were working on out the door quickly, but ultimately it was difficult to maintain using a third-party library. So we decided to rewrite the component ourselves to meet our own needs. And this is what it looks like in our online component guide. It's using fixture data to populate the table. Or you can also see that we're using some other components together, in this case toggle switches, to turn off and on certain columns. And this is the same component used in the actual EHR app, that our doctors see. And you can see it's also using some of the shared components, including a search field, buttons, and action drop-downs that are used throughout the app. So what could possibly go wrong? Because of the shared nature of the library, any shared component or style will reverberate throughout the app anywhere the component or style is used, which is great, but a shared component or style is a bit of a two-edged sword. The developer may unexpectedly find a component behaving or appearing differently, which can be a little disconcerting. So that's something we have to watch out for. The solution to that is to over-communicate any style or component changes to the entire team. We do this on via a weekly update wiki sent to the designers and developers, and also do our regular UI developer meetings. And this is an idea of, this gives you an idea of what our wiki looks like. Here, there's two components that have been updated recently, and which release they're going into, and which JIRA ticket they were associated with. Anyway, that's our component library, and I hope this has been beneficial to you. That's me. Thanks.